Hey there and welcome. Today, we are diving into something really profound. It's a system designed to build wealth that lasts, really lasts, not just for your lifetime, but for generations to come. We're talking about creating a foundation so strong that your family's future is built on opportunity, not just obligation.
So let's just start with this one powerful question. What if your family never had to start from scratch ever again? Just think about that for a second. Imagine every new generation in your family starting their journey from a position of strength, standing on a financial foundation that you helped create. What would that even change for them?
But to really get the solution, we first have to look at the problem. And it's a problem that so many people know all too well, what the source material here calls the financial hamster wheel.
And this just captures a really common and frankly frustrating reality. You see it all the time, right? Someone works incredibly hard, they build up some wealth, but without a long-term plan in place, that financial security just vanishes. And what happens? The next generation is forced to repeat the exact same struggle. It's this endless cycle of starting over from zero.
Okay, so what if we could just break that cycle for good? Well, that's where this whole new way of thinking about wealth comes into play. This isn't about short-term gains. It's about creating a system that's truly built for the long haul.
So what are we actually building here? When we say generational wealth, it's so much bigger than just money. It's really about passing down resources, sure, but also security, and maybe most importantly, opportunity. It's the platform that lets future generations build their lives without that constant worry of just basic survival.
And this right here, this is the whole point. When financial security is a given, people are free. Think about it. They can chase careers based on their passion, not just what pays the bills. They can innovate, they can create, they can contribute to the world in ways that are just not possible when you're constantly worried about next month's rent.
Okay, so that's the big vision. It sounds amazing, but how does it actually work? Like, in practice? Let's break down the core principles that make this whole thing tick.
It pretty much boils down to three core ideas. First up is growth. Your funds are invested smartly, spread out across different high-growth industries, so they're actually working for the future, not just sitting there. The second principle is customization. This isn't some one-size-fits-all deal. Nope, you have total control. You set the rules, deciding when and how your family gets the funds, maybe at a certain age, or for something specific like college or starting a business. And third, and this is so important, is sustainability. The whole system is designed to be a self-sustaining cycle, where each generation is encouraged to contribute back. That way, the legacy doesn't just survive, it thrives.
A true legacy has to be about more than just a bank balance, right? This system is designed to preserve the stuff that really matters: your values, your wisdom, your purpose.
This comparison really nails the difference in mindset. Traditional systems, they're all about making money for one lifetime. The wealth gets used up, and that start-from-scratch cycle just repeats. This system flips that whole script. It's not just about accumulating money. It's about preserving it and defining success in a much bigger way, in terms of freedom, purpose, and values.
And this is where that idea of legacy gets really deep and interesting. You've got things like the secure legacy box. Think of it like a time capsule for your wisdom and your memories, not just your money. It's about passing down the why behind the wealth. Then there's this incredible social impact feature. It's so forward-thinking. It makes sure that if there's no direct heir, your legacy still does good in the world by supporting social causes. It's just a much more complete vision for what a legacy can be. All right, now let's get to the really mind-blowing part. Let's look at the real, tangible, long-term impact of making just one decision today. This is where you see the true power of planning for generations, not just for a few years.
There's this quote from the source material that just hits the nail on the head. We're about to see what happens when you give a modest investment the one secret ingredient that most financial plans are missing, and that is time. A lot of time.
So let's start with a number we can all wrap our heads around. An initial investment of $10,000, just set aside for the future. So, after 30 years, which is roughly one generation, that 10 grand, assuming it grows at about a historical average of 10% a year, turns into over $174,000. Now that's an amazing start for the next generation, for sure. But honestly, we are just getting warmed up.
But now, let's let that momentum really build for another couple of generations. After a total of 90 years, that same initial $10,000 has absolutely exploded to over $53 million. I mean, this is where you can really start to see the incredible, accelerating power of compounding just take over.
And now for the full ripple effect. Okay, brace yourself for this one. After 10 generations, we're talking 300 years, that same $10,000 legacy could grow to an almost unimaginable number, over $26 quadrillion. It's just staggering. That's the truly monumental, world-changing power of long-term generational thinking. This table just lays out the whole journey. And notice how the growth isn't a straight line. It's a curve that gets steeper and steeper. It's exponential. I mean, the jump from generation 3 to 4 is almost $1 billion, but then the jump from 4 to 5 is over $15 billion. The key takeaway here isn't about the exact numbers, it's about the principle. Given enough time, value doesn't just add up, it multiplies in ways that are pretty hard to even wrap your head around in a single lifetime. So this all brings us back to one final crucial thought. This kind of system isn't just about financial tools. It's a prompt for all of us to think differently about the impact we can have. It reframes wealth not as an end goal for one life, but as a beginning for many. So the question becomes, what kind of legacy will you choose to build?